Hey everybody, welcome back, and I imagine that this has got to be a thrilling and terrifying time to be alive if you are one Donald J. Trump. Let me tell you, this has been a very weird few months. I can't even imagine what it would have been like had any of these attempts on his life actually been successful. I can't imagine what state the country would be in at this point. It's already as bad as I thought it could get. Just if one of these guys was successful, it would just be unthinkably worse. So, just to recap really quick, going back to July, we had the Secret Service fiasco debacle, absolute failure to protect Donald Trump at his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. And then, of course, there's been the blame game of who should have been responsible for it. Why didn't they secure the rooftop? Why didn't the police alert anybody? Why wasn't somebody watching the rooftop from the window that the Secret Service was stationed in? All these questions. Weird information coming out about how the individual that tried to end Trump's life was actually in like a BlackRock video at some point. How he was registered as a Republican but donated to Act Blue. Just the weird circumstances around this. How there was apparently an FBI office not far from him. Just a lot of really strange, suspicious rabbit holes you could dive down. Well, now just 3 days ago we saw the second attempt, as you would have it, and people, especially a lot of people who want to deny that this was actually an attempt, saying, oh, he never actually had a shot on Trump, but you can't call it an assassination attempt because he never actually fired at him. It's like, guys, give me a break. This is one of these situations where it's like, forget about politics for a second, forget about red versus blue, my guy versus your guy. Use some deductive logic. A guy is staked out outside of a golf course for 12 hours the day that the presidential candidate, former president, is golfing with a rifle, with armored plates, at the exact spot that he'd need to be to try to take him out. And they want to say, well, we don't know that it was an actual assassination attempt. Like, come on, guys. So they caught this lunatic, and ironically enough, he also has connections inadvertently to some weird organizations, a lot of involvement in the Ukraine conflict going on right now with Russia. And of course, he actually wrote a book, I guess, urging Iran to take Trump out. Very, very strange stuff. So again, things are just escalating at a very frightening pace at this point. But of course, we have places like, the newrepublic.com saying that JD Vance's response to Trump's shooting just got more dangerous, essentially blaming these guys for people trying to take them out. Again, this is gaslighting. This is justification of violence by saying, well, you guys are the ones using the violent rhetoric. It's not our fault that people are crazy and trying to take you out. You're pushing them into it. It's like, yeah, see, I'm a big believer that you are responsible for your own actions. And yes, rhetoric can be dangerous, but ultimately at the end of the day, the person who chooses to commit violent acts is responsible for their own actions. I think that that's the fair and logical opinion to have across the board. And that's not even partisan. I think that applies for pretty much anybody. So, of course, then this morning, God, this has been such a crazy week. I've been sick for like a week and a half off and on. I think it was just this morning that they had a report of explosives at a Trump rally. Now, again, there was a lot of questionable, reporting on this. A lot of people saying, okay, well, was it like a pipe bomb? Was it something in a car? Was it somebody who was trying to take out the stage? Was it somebody that was just trying to take out like mass amounts of civilians, cause like a mass casualty event? Long story short, it seems like this was just a scare and not an actual incident. But again, the reality that we're living in right now is that this seems much more likely, given what we've seen already with these crazy people, these absolute lunatics, almost successfully taking him out, trying to take him out, people who are just escalating the rhetoric, saying basically like, oh, he's the guy from WW2, and he's going to overthrow democracy if he gets elected. It's like, guys, if you want to blame violent rhetoric or rhetoric for causing violence, look at the people calling this man essentially like Hitler, okay? Like, give me a break. So now we're seeing a report, which is absolutely insane, coming out of Tucson. And I don't know how nobody's reporting on this yet. This is absolutely mind-blowing, like bonkers. I saw about this today, but there is no mainstream reporting on this at all. About a rally in Tucson last week that Trump was at, where several supporters of his that were seated on stage had extreme eye injuries after they left the event. So this article here from 12news.com, I believe it's a local station outside of Tucson, says it's a mystery at a Donald Trump rally that left multiple people with eye injuries and few answers. The News 4 Tucson investigators spoke exclusively with 6 people who were seated on stage behind the former president during his rally in Tucson last week. 3 of them agreed to do on-camera interviews. All of the people we spoke with experienced eye irritation and sought medical attention. One of them is Mayra Rodriguez, who became a prominent figure within the Republican Party after becoming a Planned Parenthood whistleblower. She used to be a Planned Parenthood director, but made a notable transition into a strong pro-life advocate and supporter of Donald Trump. Rodriguez said her presence behind Trump at his Tucson rally was ironic because she was seated behind former President Hillary Clinton during an event in 2016. That's a major flip. That's I wouldn't want to cross Hillary. Let's just say that. She told News 4 Tucson's chief investigative reporter Corus Nylander that she enjoyed the rally, but started experiencing severe eye issues after leaving. She says, "As soon as we left and we stepped outside, my eyes were burning. At first, she thought it was allergies. She lives near Phoenix, which is about a 90-minute drive from Tucson. By the time she arrived home, she just said she decided to go to an emergency room. The emergency room staff, from the triage nurse to the physician's assistant, asked, 'Are you sure you didn't get sprayed with something, as your symptoms look like you got sprayed with something?' she said. The N4T investigator spoke with her on Friday the morning after the event, and she was nearly blind. 'I can't see anything when I try to open my eyes. I see a bright light. It hurts. It hurts a lot to open my eyes. I have this cold cloth I put on and take off constantly. It's horrible,' she explained. She said the doctors were not able to pinpoint exactly what caused her injuries. Her vision has started to improve as of Tuesday, so her blindness does not appear permanent." Well, that's good. Her initial thoughts of it being allergies seemed to go out the window when she started to hear from several other people that were seated near her at the event that they reported suffered injured eyes as well. The N4T investigators spoke with a brother and sister that were seated near Mayra. They did not want to be identified. "It kept getting worse and worse. My eyes were watering a lot. My nose started running. Then I started feeling my face getting really flushed, and my neck felt like it was on fire, and it just progressed from there," the sister said. Her brother told us, "It was all focused on my eyes. My eyes were red like hell, you know. It's unbearable. I couldn't handle it." The other supporters who did not agree on camera told us very similar injuries. One woman who's a local realtor, said she had to cancel all her showings over the weekend because she couldn't see well. Rodriguez said she reported her experience at the Trump campaign and was told it was investigating. On Tuesday, after repeated inquiries from the N4T investigators, a Trump senior campaign advisor sent us the following statement. "The Trump campaign has been collecting information. We remain committed to the countless patriots that attend our high-energy, high-impact rallies across the country. The Secret Service tells us it was not made aware of the situation, but said there was no known threat to former President Trump." I mean, let's be honest. At this point, I'm going to take the Secret Service's word with a grain of salt. There are so many people that seem to be incompetent within that organization, and it's sad because regardless of who the president is, they have one job, and that job is to keep that man safe, to keep the people around him safe. But just, if you add up one thing after another, okay, so the explosive report, okay, fake news, fine. So you had a scare, no big deal. But then you have this from a week ago. Before that, 3 days ago, you have the second attempt on Trump's life. Things are escalating at a incredibly fast pace, and I am terrified of what's going to happen between now and November, or even after November, even if he gets elected or not. What is this going to lead to in the future? I feel like this could be catastrophic if one of these attempts actually is successful. But let me know what you guys think about all this stuff. It's absolutely insane right now. Stay safe out there, and I will see you on the next one. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.